December's fraction assessment. Number 1, 1/3 plus 2/9. When we add fractions, we need to have a common denominator. So 3 and 9, the common denominator is 9. So we need to change 1/3 to something over 9. So 3/9 plus 2/9 equals 5/9. Number 2, 4/5 minus 1/3. So to subtract fractions, we need to have a common denominator. So we're going to have 4/5 minus 1/3 is equal to a common denominator. What's 3 times 5 is 15. So we're going to have the common denominator is 15. So let's calculate our numerator. 5 goes into 15 3 times, so we need to multiply the numerator by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 goes into 15 5 times, so we need to multiply the numerator by 5. So 1 times 5 is 5. So now that we have a common denominator, all we need to do is subtract the numerator. 12 minus 5 is 7 over 15. So 7/15 is our answer. Number 3, 1 1/6 times 2 21st. So we need to multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator. So first, let's convert this mixed number to an improper fraction. The way we do that is take the number 1 times 6, and that gives us 6, plus the numerator. So plus 1 is 7. So 1 1/6 is 7/6 times 2 over 21. So to make it easier, I'm going to go ahead and think of it written as 7 times 2 over 6 times 21. I'm going to take the first number in the numerator, 7, and look and see if it divides into 6. It doesn't. Does 7 divide into 21? It does. 7 divides into 21 3 times with 1 left over. Now I'm going to see if 2 divides into 6. It does. 2 divides into 6 3 times with 1 left over. So now in the numerator I have 1 times 1. In the denominator I have 3 times 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 is 9. So my answer is 1/9. Number 4, 32 35ths divided by 12 25ths. When I divide by a fraction, I need to multiply by the reciprocal. So the first thing I do is rewrite this. 32 35ths, that stays the same. Then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I need to flip 12 25ths into 25 12ths. Now I can see I'm going to just multiply the numerator across and the denominator across. Those are some big numbers, so I'm going to try to simplify first. So I'm going to look at 32, and 32 doesn't divide into 35. 32 and 12, well, they don't divide evenly, but they have a common multiple of 4. So 32 divided by 4 is 8. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now I'm going to look at 25 and 35. Their common multiple is 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And 35 divided by 5 is 7. So in the numerator, I now have 8 times 5 over 7 times 3. 8 times 5 is 40. 7 times 3 is 21. So 40 over 21 is my answer. Number 5, order the following from least to greatest. So we have 3 fractions, 2/3, 3/5, and 5/8. So I'm going to calculate the decimal equivalent using the calculator, and I'm going to write it to 2 decimal places. So then it's like comparing change or money. So my first number is 2/3. So 2 divided by 3 is 0.66, so about 67 cents. The next one, 3 divided by 5, is 0.6. I'm going to make that 2 decimal places, so 0.60. And then 5 divided by 8, which is 0.625, or I'm going to say 63 cents. So now I have 67 cents, 60 cents, and 63 cents. What's the least one? The 60 cents, or the 3/5. The middle one's 63, or 5/8. And the largest number is the 67 cents, or 2/3. Number 6, complete the table. We need to write a fraction in decimal for the percent 16. So when we have percents, 16%, we get rid of the percent sign and move the decimal 2 places. So our decimal is 0.16. It's 2 decimal places, so we take this number, get rid of the decimal, and put it over 100, where we have 2 zeros here. 16 over 100. Well, that's not simplified. They're both even numbers, so let's divide by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Again, they're both even numbers. Let's divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So my best answer here, instead of 16 100ths, would be 4 25ths. Number 7, on Saturday, Cole jogged 3 1/8 miles, and on Sunday, he jogged 2.5 miles. Andrew jogged 5 3/4 miles on Sunday. Who jogged the most over the weekend? So Cole jogged 3 1/8 and 2.5. So let's convert this. We'll say 3 plus 2 is 5. What's the decimal equivalent for 1/8? Is 0.125. And then we'll add 0.5 to that. And that'll give me 0.625. And then Andrew jogged 5 3/4, which we know is 7.5. So who jogged the most over the weekend? Andrew. Number 8. The formula for finding the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So we're going to take 1/2 times the base, which is 18, times the height, which is 14. So 1/2 of 18 is 9 times 14. So 9 times 14 is 126. We're finding the area, so that's squared, and it's inches, so it's inches squared, or square inches, as we say. Number 9, the formula for finding the area of a rectangle is the area is equal to the length times width. Find the area of a rectangle if the length is 2 1/7 centimeters and the width is 2/5 centimeters. Express your answer as a fraction. So let's draw a picture of a rectangle and label it. The length is 2 1/7, and the width is 2/5. So we're going to take the area is going to be multiplying the two sides. So let's convert 2 1/7 to an improper fraction. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So 2 1/7 is really 15/7. So now we're going to multiply the length times the width. 15/7 times 2/5. So let's go ahead and see if we can simplify. Think of this as 15 times 2 and 7 times 5. So does 15 go into 7? Does 15 go into 5? Yes, 3 times. So that turns to 1, that turns to 3. Does 2 go into 7? No. So in the numerator we have 3 times 2 and 7 times 1, which is 6/7. In our final problem, solve the equation 4/5 x minus 3 equals 5. So this is a two-step. So we need to isolate x, so we're going to add 3 to both sides, which is going to leave me 4/5 x. And minus 3 plus 3 is 0, is equal to 5 plus 3, which is 8. Now, in order to isolate x, I need to divide by the coefficient. When I divide by 4/5, I'm dividing by a fraction, so I need to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 4/5 is 5/4. So I'm going to take 8 and multiply it by 5/4. And I'm just going to put 8 over 1 since I want to make them both fractions. Now I have 20 over 20x, which is just x. And 40, 8 times 5, over 1 times 4, which is 40 over 4. 40 over 4 is equal to 10. So x is equal to 10.